Welcome back to another video. This week we're going to be installing this red bob that I got sent by GK Hair. I'm going to be prepping my skin with rubbing alcohol before I go in with my Ghost Bond Sport. I'm going to be dotting glue everywhere I want my lace to lay at. Now I would recommend not making this little line of glue too thick because you can always go in and add a little bit more if you have parts of your lace that do not have glue on them. But if you put a really thick line of glue, then it's going to be really hard to melt your lace later on in the process, and it's just not going to look as clean. So we're going to go pretty thin at first. Now I'm just using the end of my comb to kind of spread it out, because for it to dry clear we do have to have a nice thin layer, because otherwise it's going to be inconsistent and it's going to be globs of glue here, globs of glue there. Now I did cut this out the video because it would have been very repetitive, y'all. I had to record that part like 10 times and still didn't get it right. But the point is that you want to do 3 layers of glue if you actually want your install to last. Even 4 can help. I wouldn't go over that though. Now you're going to push your lace into your skin. You're going to make sure that you're lining up the hairline with the glue exactly where you want it to be. You don't want to leave a bunch of excess lace, because then it's just more to melt and more lace that could be seen, when it's a lot easier if you do minimal lace. Now off camera I threw on my lace band and I wanted to start styling my wig, because I knew for this bob I had to get her flat because it would have looked crazy otherwise. So I'm just going to be using my wax stick and my hot comb in very small sections, and using my hot comb very slowly to make sure that this gets as flat as possible. Now that she's flat, we're going to take off this lace band, and we do have a bit of melting to do because she's a little ashy right now. Now using my signature melt method, we are going to go in with a powder. This is my powder contour, and I'm just going to be using that on my lace. Now I prefer to use powder on my lace because liquid foundations are either oil based or water based, which are both things that can cause lifting. And on top of that, a lot of the time liquid foundations or other liquid products will oxidize after, so the color will change as you're wearing your wig. And if your wig starts looking dirty and dingy after a few days, it's usually that dirt and debris are sticking to your makeup rather than actually sticking to the glue. So that makeup that you have sitting on your lace is literally attracting dirt and making it have that ugly gray look to it. Now I am using my Frontal Queen melting spray along with my blow dryer on cool, and I'm just pushing the lace down into my skin, and this is what's really going to cause a seamless blend, because you don't want any part sticking up. Honestly, when I first started doing wigs, nobody explained to me how melting spray worked, because I was literally just putting it on there and throwing my melt band on, which just made my lace turn white and be super crusty. So definitely don't do that. This is actually why I made my YouTube channel. I feel like it's so many little details that get left out during just a 30 to 60 second wig install.
What the dog doing?
Now that I finally got my lace to my liking, we're gonna go in and start doing my side part baby hair. I'm separating out basically a triangle of hair and then cutting that right above my eyebrow. Definitely make sure not to make it too short, because you can always cut more. You cannot add more hair once you cut that off. Then using these mini flat irons, we're gonna curl this towards my face. This is just gonna make it naturally lay the way that I want it to do. You will see how useful it is a bit later. And we are gonna be doing this little, I don't even know what this style is called. Are they called sideburns? I don't know. I'm gonna be doing this long sideburn style instead of doing some sideburn edges. I love seeing the girls do this. It's very simple and it always turns out tea to me. Now jumping straight into these edges, we are going to be using the comb side of my edge brush, and I'm going to flow this hair together. We're not using any product yet. And this is exactly why we curled this hair earlier, because it makes it so much easier to get it to go the way you want to, even before adding product. And you can kind of check if it's going to flow the way you need it to. I added a little bit more hair because I didn't like the place that it stopped, but now I am going to go in with my spritz. And I don't use a lot of the spritz. I like to tap it mostly on the top of the hair, and I add it basically as I need it on my finger. And off camera, I am using my blow dryer on cool once again to make these stay in place once I get the shape that I like. And once again, this wig is from GK Hair, so if you are interested, the link will be in the bio. I did get this from TikTok Shop, and they ship these wigs out so fast. I got this 3 days after ordering. But since this is a bob, we're getting to the end of this styling video. I finally started posting every week. I've been doing my best to record for y'all. I really didn't expect to like this style as much as I did, but I definitely enjoyed it, and it was a good switch up from what I usually do. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be here for y'all every single week with a new video. If you want to see content from me more often, then you can check out my other socials. But that's all, girl, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.